Yo. You're in the mix.
The world's finest, man. DJ.
Welcome to the Big Rich Movie Review Hour here on YouTube. Every Monday evenings weekly.
Oh my God. Shut the front door.
What?
Sit back as we break down some of our favorite movies and compare opinions and ratings. No, there will be spoilers during the broadcast. Always remember to like, share, and subscribe.
What's good, people? What's good, people? Big Rich here from Big Rich Live on the Mic Radio Show. Welcome to the next installment of Big Rich Movie Review. This week, I saw XXX 3. You know, the official title is XXX Return of Xander Cage. Starring Vin Diesel, Donnie Yen, international superstar Donnie Yen, and amongst others, my man Samuel L. Jackson. I didn't know how to take it at first. I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, dude, cool. Because, see, my thing is, I loved the first one that had Vin Diesel in it. I liked the second one that had Ice Cube in it. But, I mean, it didn't hold a candle to the first one. But it wasn't like I couldn't stand the second one. You know what I'm saying? But it just it couldn't hold water to the first one. But then I started thinking, and I was like, okay, well, how many second go rounds of a trilogy or of a series can actually say it was good as the first? You know, Star Wars is one of them. Indiana Jones could be another one. That type of stuff right there. But like I said, I loved the first one. I liked the second one. So I was really enthused about going to see this one here. So it came out, its release date was January 20th. It's a hour and 47 minutes. It's considered action. The scores are pretty low. The IMDb score is 5.6 out of 10. The Rotten Tomatoes score is 43%, and Metacritic score is 42%. So that's really low, but I mean, you know, hey, each his own. You know, you have to think about how people judge things. Are they judging it for the movie itself, or they're judging it low basically because they don't like either Vin Diesel or they don't like the type of genre or that type of stuff right there. So it cost $85 million to make, and so far as of today, it has grossed $242 million in the I think that's total. I'm not too sure if that's foreign and domestic or just domestic, but that's my research got it. One thing I like is something, it's funny. There's a lot of things that I liked and didn't like. One thing I like and did not like is, it has a very diverse cast. I mean, Xander Cage, Vin Diesel, obviously is from African-American descent. He's biracial, but he's categorized himself as black. You have co-stars that played meaningful roles from India, from China, as we was talking about, Donnie Yen, from different parts of Asia. Tony Jaa, if I'm not mistaken, he's from Thailand, and then European influence and obviously American influence. You had Tony Gonzalez. Anybody who don't know him, he should be, I don't think he made the Hall of Fame yet, but he will be a Hall of Fame tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he retired with the Atlanta Falcons. He had a speaking part. This is the first time I've ever seen him in any type of motion picture, but he did okay. I mean, shoot, he's not Dwayne Johnson. You follow what I'm saying? But then again, he's not John Cena, who I feel can't act, or not even John Cena, worse than John Cena, XXX from WWE. He can't act worth a damn neither. So he did all right. At first, I was pissed off because, first of all, it's going to be spoilers. All right, very small ones, but it's going to be spoilers within this review. You know, the first 5 minutes, you talking with Sam Jackson, and he's trying to recruit somebody else. Then all of a sudden, he dies. He's killed or whatever. You know, he's gone. I'm like, really? I mean, all during this time. So like, before even the first part, the first phase of the movie started, I was already irritated. And I was like, well, I hope they gave him a nice little paycheck for him to be on the screen for about 5 minutes. So that sort of threw me off. But the entire screenplay to me was sort of piss poor. But before we get to the screenplay, let's go back to what I was saying and some things that I like and that I don't like. I love the diversity. You know me. I'm pushing for diversity because this world is a diverse world. This country is a diverse country. But the way they did it is a spitting image, a cutting image of the Fast and the Furious series. So I'm like, then just do another Fast and the Furious. You know what I mean? I just really didn't understand how, basically put it like this. This is what I say. If you take the cars out, you keep the action in, but you take the cars out and all you would have to do is change this from XXX Return of Xander Cage to Fast and the Furious 12. You follow what I'm saying? I mean, it was basically that. It really was. So it was kind of disappointing in that aspect, but I didn't let it destroy my entire experience, to watch this movie. And then now we get back to what I was saying, the screenplay. It looked like it was put all together. They was trying to do a bait and switch type thing where you think that you identify the bad guys in the beginning, and then you find out later on that the bad guys were actually the good guys that the so-called good guys really didn't know about. That type of stuff there. But it was like a bait and switch that was poorly constructed. That's all I can say. The action sequences are awesome. I was talking to a partner of mine when we was talking about the action sequences, especially the fighting. This might be stereotypical or whatever it might be. It is what it is. But to me, martial arts, all forms of martial arts, to me, is by far the best action sequences. Donnie Yen kicked off. And what's wild about like Donnie Yen, and not so much Jackie Chan, but Johnny Yen and Jet Li, they really don't know a whole lot of English. You follow what I'm saying? I mean, they are mega stars back in China, in Asia. They are mega stars. And English is their second, maybe even third language. I mean, I remember reading and this is off topic just a little bit, but I remember reading a article about Jet Li that he doesn't know any English, but he just studied his lines. So you might not know what the lines necessarily mean, but you know how to say them, which to me is extraordinary anyway. But Donnie Yen is in that mold. I'm not saying that he doesn't know English like a Chow Yun Fat. He knows as much English as he does Mandarin and Cantonese and stuff like that. But I'm being told that Donnie Yen really don't have a proper, if you will, working knowledge of the language. But he had a lot of speaking parts. They wasn't intricate parts, but he had a lot of speaking parts and he pulled it off. His scenes, when he came on from the beginning through the end, when he came on, I believed he commanded the screen, except for one instance. And the instance that I'm referring to, and you'll see it, when you go see the movie, he really necessarily, I can't say never, sorry. It was like he was a co-star. Vin Diesel was the star. So like towards the end where you had, the big bads bumping up against each other, it's almost like they deliberately tried to make him play a secondary role, which I feel that he didn't need to. You follow what I'm saying? I believe that it could have been a necessary evil, if you will, to have both of them, to really have both of them starring. So that was something that I wasn't 100% enthused of. And some of the back and forth, like the sexual tension was forced. It was almost like, okay, well, James Bond did it, so let me roll with it. But it was really forced. I mean, it was just really weird. It was like a James Bond Moneypenny type sexual tension type thing that was going on in the beginning, and then, and then he flew in to get this female who was under house arrest, who was this computer geek, and they had a little sexual tension, but nothing jumped off, and then the Indian character, I'm not even gonna pronounce her name, but she went under Serena Unger in the flick. They had some sexual tension, and then towards the end, it was like, oh well, let's just kiss, this type of ignorant stuff. So it was just choppy. It really wasn't put together, I felt, smoothly. It was almost like, okay, this is a popcorn flick. We're just gonna jump out of planes, do tricks, ride motorcycles, ride skateboards, do wave running, all of this type of stuff right there, and we just gonna mix and match it all. So it definitely wasn't smooth. So anybody who had any type of problem with that, then I could definitely understand, their point on that, because I had a problem with that also. The big bad, she was pretty good. Okay, the big bad was pretty good. I'm trying to find her name. I don't remember if I saw her in anything before, but she Toni Collette. She played basically Gibbons' replacement when Gibbons was quote unquote supposedly killed, and you sort of realized from the beginning when you first saw it, was like, this chick here is a double agent or something like that. So it was like they tried to keep it a secret that she was truly the big bad, but they really didn't do a good enough job to hide it. So you just basically sitting around waiting for her to just turn turncoat. You know what I'm saying? You just was waiting on her to do that. Ruby Rose, she played a mercenary in there. She was on Xander Cage's squad. She was like a weapons expert, a sniper, just excellent. I mean, they started up. She was in the Serengeti. Looks like she was in Africa, and there was a Caucasian couple who was using bow and arrows with a guy to sneak up and kill a lion, and she wind up sniping them. She didn't kill them, but she sniped them and wounded them enough for then the lion to get the upper hand. And I'm assuming that the lion was mauling them, because you heard some screaming in the background, when they cut away from it. Obviously, it didn't show you, but when they cut away from it and zoomed into her, you heard a lot of roaring from the lion and some yelling and screaming. So assuming that's what happened. But I enjoyed her character. I really did. Chris Wu, he played Nix. I really didn't understand his whole thing. I mean, he was part of the team, but he wound up being a DJ, right? He was this well-renowned DJ, and I really didn't understand where his skill set was. I really didn't. I just didn't really know what his skill set was. And then to round off the team, Andre Evancheko, he played Red Eric. And he was the last linchpin of Xander Cage's squad, and he was just this conspiracy nut, but he was basically the muscle, and the wheel man, if you will. He was okay. So the team, both teams actually, because one team was, just like I said, led by Xander, and then the other team who started out to be the bad team or the evil guys was led by Donnie Yen. So it was Donnie Yen, it was Serena Unger, it was Tony Jaa, and then another guy that was with them, and they actually worked out real well. You had the muscle, you had the brains, you had the sexiness, you had the cunning, and they actually meshed well. That goes to exactly when I was talking about the last Fast and Furious, when you had Don's squad against the big bad squad, and they basically canceled each other out as far as skills and stuff like that. So it was basically the same thing, So I'm going to give it, and I'm not going to give the ending. I'm not going to give the ending. Go see the movie and you'll get the ending. But I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10. What was that? 7 is like a B minus to a B. I love the action. I love the visual effects. You know, the movie to me was fun. It was just not something, if you was looking for a beginning, a middle, and an end, you really wasn't getting that. If you was looking for something, more so like the first XXX, instead of a spinoff of the Fast and Furious, then this is not the movie for you, because this to me seemed like a spinoff of Fast and Furious franchise. But again, like I said, it doesn't mean that it was a bad movie. It just means that it wasn't what I thought that it should have been. So that's why I give it a 7. If the visual effects and the stuff like that weren't it, obviously I would downgrade it. So I definitely suggest that you go see this movie. I would say go to the movies and see it. You don't necessarily need to wait for Redbox or streaming, but if that's what you want to do because of the cons that I put out there, then you can do that also. But I do suggest that you go see this movie. So I hope you guys enjoyed this time and this time we spent and this review. Put down your opinions down below. Like it if you like it. Down it if you don't, but do something. That's all I can say. You know what I'm saying? If you like it, cool. If you don't, then put down that you don't. Okay? Also, subscribe, like, and share this video to your social media platforms. I appreciate it. I thank everybody for supporting the channel, and we will be done today. Next show will come up will be Hump Day, Big Rich Live on the mic radio show, Hump Day edition, Wednesday. We will be answering some more of your questions. So in the meantime, in between time, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke. Peace, and I'm out.